an example of that distortion could be, people only post what they want you to see online. So they're
Yeah.
only going to post the good things, right?
True.
You're not going to post when you had a bad day, or you're not going to post when you just lost your job, or when you're $10,000 in debt, or when you no longer have a place to stay.
Unless you're an oversharer, because we know that we got people like that. So
We do, but they overshare the things that will give them a certain perception, and those perceptions are generally positive. Then again, there's also the people that want to be seen as victims, so they might post a lot of the things that, are the negative things about their life that kind of contribute to that. But that's probably a different subset of people. I don't really know how big that group of people is.
exactly.
But
So Miracle, you had said something earlier. Did you call it mindless scrolling or something like that?
the continuous scroll
Yeah.
concept. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a
So
thing.
exactly.
That's
So
a thing.
what
That's
a lot
a
of people
coined term.
exactly. So what a lot of people may not know, they actually have psychologists and sociologists that actually work with, I would say, with the programmers, so they can actually mimic how basically so where they can mimic how we actually do things, how we think. And so like they're crafting everything towards it. So like while you're scrolling and it takes you so long to actually get that like, oh man, I feel like I'm looking for something, but after a while you get that hit, like, okay, this is what I've been looking for, but you've been scrolling past ads, you've been scrolling past everything, and a lot of this stuff can lead to you actually being broke, because you're spending money that you don't have because you're looking at people and saying, hey, I want those things. And so I mean, I see it all the time, and even I've been actually guilty of it. I definitely bought something from someone, well, actually from this page, and I was like, man, I know I don't need to spend this money because I'm going over on my budget, but
Yeah, exactly. And because of that distortion, because because of that distortion that is out there because of social media, it's so easy to sell a lifestyle,
Yes.
and the products that go with that lifestyle. Like, if they're following my algorithm and they see that I look at a lot of women that have locks, right? For example, I look at a lot of women that have locks, a lot of beautiful locks, colorful locks that I kind of want to, imitate one day, right? So I'll get a lot of ads that are geared towards those things, whether it's the products or accessories, or even just looking at more women who have locks. And it's pushing towards that lifestyle, and it's actually creating an even bigger distortion, because it's kind of like making me think, man, is my hair good enough? Do I need to like add a little bit of this kind of tea tree oil here and there to kind of do what they're doing here? And it's not reality. Like I said, it goes back to that distortion. And it's so crazy, because if everyone is on social media and this is happening with all of our brains collectively, what could this eventually look like in the world? And you actually said this in the car when we were on the way to the studio.
Remind me.
We talked about the micro trends within the trends,
Yeah.
and the micro trend within social media. You said classism,
Yeah.
which is so true. We're actually like putting ourselves there. We're actually putting ourselves in classes without consciously realizing it, because that validation that comes from the likes and the follows and stuff like that is pushing towards creating that gap between the ones that don't get attention and the ones that do. I mean, think of your highest paid TikToker versus someone who's just trying to share a photo of their dog on a Tuesday to their friends
Exactly.
and family. That might get like 10 likes, while the other one gets 10 million likes.
So we're doing this
It's-
constant seesaw.
Yeah, it's the constant, like you said, it's that gap that's becoming really evident, and it's actually getting bigger and bigger, and we're actually putting ourselves there. And it's kind of like, what is the impact of that? What is the result of that we can see in it? And I thought about that Black Mirror episode, Nosedive.
That's my show.
Yeah, same. If you haven't seen Black Mirror, you're missing out big time. We just found out our producer, Josh, has not seen it and just recently saw it, and very disappointed, honestly. But we're actually going to get into that first clip, because I really want to show you guys kind of what what this could look like in the world if we really embrace this system of classism that is conjoined with social media, and kind of what that looks like.
And that's one rushed swing. You want a cookie with that? It's on the house.
Sounds awesome. See you tomorrow, JJ.
See you, Lacey.
I'm sorry, but I miss the normal you. Before this obsession, when we had conversations, remember?
You need my charger.
This whole ranking thing, just comparing yourself to people who
Have you seen my charger?
only pretend to be happy. High fours like Naomi, I bet they're suicidal on the inside.
My car is here again.
Your Pelican Cove deposit, is it refundable? Like, what if this doesn't work?
Can't you just stay out of my shit?
You're my sister!
Yes, and if you cared about that, maybe you would have noticed living with you hasn't been one big rainbow sandwich for me. Do you know why I never brought any guys back here? Because I didn't want them to know I was sharing a skanky ass cave with Mr. 3 Point.
Good luck with your performance!
So Kenya McIntosh, it always goes back to the class and economics, in my opinion.
It definitely does.
Yes.
I completely agree with that. Everything really boils down to that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what actually separates us a lot of times. And
Yes.
to be honest, once we as a people realize that we are the value commodity, us as people, we will definitely realize that, that we the one that actually control everything. Think about it. Social media is actually not a real place. We create this place.
Yes, like the metaverse.
Yes.
Next level.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're right. It honestly all comes down to that, because at the end of the day, it's about the money. It's about what you can gain. It's about that greed aspect. And we all know what the word says about that. The love of money is the root of all evil. So what can come with that is not always a good thing. And so we can see that in this, I call it a simulation for the sake of the series, because, Black Mirror, for those who haven't seen the show, Black Mirror is kind of a play on the Twilight Zone series, if you know what that is. It explores alternate universes and different situations. But in this context of Black Mirror, it focuses on the technology aspect and how humans manipulate it to their advantage, and kind of what the impact, consequence, or result of that is. And it's not usually a good result that comes of that. And we see that especially in this particular episode of Nosedive, where in this universe, they all have they're all rated on a 5-point scale, and from 1 to 5. And you can immediately, with this little contact that you have in your head, I think they call it, I forgot what they call it in the show, but they call it something. And with this contact they have in their eyes, they can see everyone's digital presence in an instant. They can also see your
Overstimulation.
score. They can yep, exactly. Yes. They can also see your social score. And with that, you can immediately see, I guess, in so many words, you can see how likable a person is in the social context of the people they interact with and stuff like that. And so it's a little scary to think about, because we're kind of there in a way. It's just not concrete like it is in this show, where it's a practice that everyone does and it's a part of regular life. But we're really mirroring that right now, if you want to call it that, because I mean, I think about all the times that, we've used social media as a way for validation. How good does it feel to post a picture and you get 100 likes versus 1,000 likes?